with some things it's acceptance. More personality things I've kind of learned to accept, but more physical things, I guess I'm more at the tolerating stage.
Before, I was just all worried about the way I looked, about how I looked, what people would think of me and everything, and like now I'm just like, okay, why do I care? If as long as I feel good, then I shouldn't care what other people think about me. Like, I don't know, I just started loving myself more the way I am and the way I look. And that helped me a lot too, because that helped me see that like other people do like the way I am. Before it was just like I thought everybody hated how I look and stuff, and now it's just like I love myself, you know, like I don't really need anybody else to tell me how I look.
You're beautiful, just the way you are. Because I was trying to be skinny or to have my hair changed or just to like not be myself in order to make other people like me and stuff. But then I was like, why am I doing that? It's not making me happy. I don't feel comfortable doing all of that because it's not me. So then I just started doing what felt right for me, inside of me, just be who I am. And when I started doing that, that's when I started accepting myself the way I was, instead of just trying to be somebody else.
Then remember that we are greater than what's here.
It's something that's flowing, it's bigger than me.
You feel a little more like open to understanding others, I feel, if you love yourself, because, you know, once you got that like grasp of love, that you can extend it out to other people.
We just are all connections, like we're all connected. So it's not that there is a connection, it's just that we're connected.
I think we are each other. Like, I am you, you are me, we are each other. We share that, like the essence of all, like human, anything in nature, life is what we are. So we do share that, and that's like the biggest thing. Without that we wouldn't be here. So we share the biggest thing in common. So we feed off of each other, and I love me, and you can feel that, you will feel inclined to love yourself. And it's like that. It's like a pool, and it's like we'll all go into that pool, and it'll, yeah, have fun.
I think we give each other permission to love ourselves. I think you can give that gift to someone. I think if you sit with them, loving them just as they are, being present with them just as they are, I think they catch it. I think they catch it, and then all of a sudden, oh yes, that's right, I am love.
People approach you because they want to learn from you and get this positive energy from you, for themselves too. I'm not saying it's like a vampirism or something, it's just you spread your energy, you're like a sunlight to others, and you're like a guided example the others should follow, I think.
I was planting cauliflower. There were a couple girls that came by on Saturday, and they were just walking by, and I thought, I think these girls walk by a lot. And I said, do you like cauliflower? They're like, yeah, we like cauliflower. And they're telling me how they like the cauliflower. And I said, I'm planting cauliflower right here, and you're going to get to see it grow. Really? And they came close to look at the cauliflower, and then one of them just shared, she's my best friend and she's going to move next door in August. These girls are about 8 years old. And I said, really? And I just asked them all about it, and you know, one girl lived blocks away from the other, and they're so excited they're going to get to live next door to each other. That, just knowing that, I don't know those girls, I may not ever see them again, but just partaking of their happiness and letting them know how cool it is, I think, that they're going to have this wonderful friendship right next door to each other, that was lovely. And it was just the thing to do. And that, for me, that is love. That is loving myself, that is loving others, that is, you know, that hopefully that extends throughout their lives and my life too. Just that moment has an effect bigger and larger and deeper than we can imagine.
It might sound a little cliche, but we're all connected through love. So when you love yourself, you have this feeling inside yourself because it feels so good, and you want people to feel the same way. So you project that love for them and to them.
We tend to think we're separate because we are in bodies, but we come from the same source. We all want love and joy, and we all return to the same source. So in essence, you know, we are all the same. And when you love yourself, that love has to go forth.
I don't believe there's a difference between loving yourself and loving other people. I think that it's all as one, and that you need to love yourself to love other people, because it would be greedy to love someone else and not yourself, or the other way around. It wouldn't be balanced.
There isn't, in a way, there isn't this physical existence when you're in that level of the heart.
I think I'm constantly doing that, like constantly preserving like my love for myself, also for other people, and also constantly forgiving people and forgiving myself even.
But I can't divorce the love that I feel for myself from the love that I feel for everybody else and the strangers that I meet. I feel it didn't used to be like this, but it is like this now for me. It feels really interconnected. It's like when I meet a stranger and I look into a stranger's eyes and, you know, we have a conversation, even if it's just, you know, the person who's checking out my food at the grocery store, and I look into their eyes and I feel, if I can feel love for them, and I do, then it feels the same as the love I have for myself. So it feels really interconnected because truly, we're just not all that different.
If we aren't loving ourselves, it's really hard to love others. We can pretend to do that, but it doesn't get to the depth of what's available for love.
The safer I was with myself, the less I needed to prove anything to anybody or disprove anything, and then I became a lot safer for other people.
If you know what you want and what makes you happy, you tend to get to know people more and like learn what makes them happy.
I feel best about myself when I'm in service to others. I can love myself when I show up and say, how can I help here? Or how can I love you more? How can I bring love to you in this situation? As soon as I show up that way and I give it away, then I get to keep it. But I feel like I have to give it away first, for me.
Because what I give out is what I'll get back. I'm finally kind of getting that mirror image thing. And, working on that there is nothing out there. It's all coming from my perspective. I'm the projector.
And I don't want to say that I think people should treat others nicely just so that it comes back to them. But I think it's the intent that actually, if you really do treat someone nice because you think they might deserve it or that they need it or that you're hoping it'll help them or that it's just a good thing to do, it's that intent that that the karma comes back to you, and I just think it is an energy. You can visualize it as something real, or you can visualize it as, something as light as air, but it's definitely an energy, and it's that connection, our auras, all of that stuff that we have, all these people and trees and animals and everything here, and it's like, I think we all give off this little bit of something, and it's the acceptance and treating something with a lot of respect and love. I think it's just like the vicious circle, only it's not vicious. It's vital, I guess.
The great love of the universe is what I would call it, which is not just aimed for me or my love of myself, but I think it's like a resource or energy that's really for everybody. It's meant for everybody, everything, all beings. That yeah, I relax. I feel my body relax.
So people tend to gravitate towards you. There's just something about it, like, you know, hummingbird to flower or whatnot, you know, there's just something about it that really attracts people to true confidence and self-love. A lot of times, though, I kind of put on like a fake confidence, and that can push people away because sometimes it comes off that I can be a little cocky or think a little snooty, like I think I'm above everyone else. Like it's kind of taking fake too far.
I feel like if I'm in touch with myself, people are all happy and nice and extremely talkative about like everything. It's more open.
Talking and actually listening rather than just waiting for my turn to speak, you know. Also just like living in the present moment, and that's actually what I've been working on recently, living in the present moment, because I feel like you have a greater capacity to love when you are actually in this moment.
The vast majority of people respond by almost being inspired, you know, oh, she has this light in her, that means I have that light in me. And then I'm so inspired by people whose light I see shining to even go deeper.
We hope to inspire someone, even if it's just one person.
When I'm not loving myself, it affects my daughter. And it's not ways that she'll come up and say, Mom, you're not loving yourself. It's just I notice there's more tension in our relationship. I'm not.
You are the others. So there is no separation. You are me. And so how I feel about you is how I feel about me.
So it isn't always immediate. You know, sometimes you have to do the work to love. Love isn't just easy all the time, right? Have to do some work to love and to get through to people's hearts. And so for me, the challenge of that and the work of that is part of how this is part of my thing in life to do, is to not slack off in loving others, which sometimes, you know, some people will really take you to your limits and beyond.
I think that every relationship is an assignment, and so I know that it's all about me. You know, I gotta heal it in myself first.
I've actually had a pretty good life, and every now and again I kind of hate myself for like hating myself.
And I think hate is also a part of love. In order to hate, you have to love. And compassion. In order to be sad, you have to love. And in order to be a full person, in order to fully understand love, you also have to know all of those other aspects. You can't just love and never hate. You can't just love and never be sad, you know, or else you'd be one-sided, and that is not the big picture, you know. The big picture is all of that.
In my journey to be a whole being, you know, it's not about being all good or all happy all the time, but embracing all the aspects, because it's all about love. It's all a journey of self-love.
I think in many ways I was born with a lot of really good things that could have been strong points or could be weaknesses. My hypersensitivity has allowed me to be able to see and feel deeply about things that other people don't even probably consider. And it's allowed me to have compassion, but you know, where it could become a weakness is if you're so hypersensitive that those things scare you or shut you down, that you're not able to or unwilling to do things because you don't think you can handle it, then it becomes a weakness for you. So it's finding that balance. And that's where the introspective journey is where's my balance.
I feel like as long as you're able to find qualities in yourself that you love and that you can see other people love, you should use them as strengths and not think too much about the negatives or in your thoughts or what you see in media and from what other people say, because the love that you have for yourself is probably at times the greatest love that you'll probably feel.
I do regret that, you know, that I didn't take the little bits of positive examples that I saw and kind of cobble together a really good, sweeter male, you know, this male that I could be like. I just would have been more comfortable with myself. So when Greg came out, I would have said, well, Of course, you know, look at that shirt. It's much more tasteful than anything I own, you know. I mean, I could have played with him. I could have, you know, loved him.
Jacob and Adam were good little boys. They'd play in the garden, being careful not to trounce the flowers, as they did all the things that good little boys do, like cops and robbers, cowboys and Indians, hide and seek. Then they'd hide in the shade of the pomegranate tree, where they held onto their innocence with tiny hands, and everything was good. But time passed, and they got older, they got wiser, their bodies changed, and Jacob started to feel funny. Jacob was nervous, and he didn't know why. He was nervous, and he didn't know why. He didn't know why Adam was so handsome, decompressing in the dappled light at the base of the pomegranate tree, but Jacob did know that Adam was strong, and brave, and beautiful, and that made Jacob anxious, and he didn't know why. He was anxious, and he didn't know why. Jacob didn't know why being with Adam made his heart skip beats, his breath falter, his pulse race, his smile broaden, but it all made him happy. Then one day, again, they hid from the sun at the roots of the pomegranate tree, and they talked about the things that all good young men talk about, like cars and grades and sports and girls, but Jacob didn't really understand that last one. Jacob didn't see what Adam saw in them, because Jacob saw all of that in Adam, and as Adam spoke, Jacob couldn't take it anymore. He couldn't take that hunger without his stomach growling. He wanted to taste the fruit, and even though he knew it was forbidden, he took a bite at the base of the pomegranate tree. But kissing Adam forced their hands to relax, causing their innocence to fall through their fingers, and Jacob thought this was good. But Adam was scared and he didn't know why. He was scared and he didn't know why. He knew it wasn't right and it felt wrong, and so he used a word he heard them call kids like Jacob before. He called him a faggot. Jacob heard that word before. It hurt, and he knew why. It burned, and he knew why. He knew how to describe the pain of that single word like having a sweater, knit from fiberglass, then stitched with razor wire, was shrunk in boiling water till 2 sizes too small, then still hot, being pulled over sunburnt skin. And Adam knit and stitched and shrunk and pulled, and Adam didn't know why he hurt Jacob. He didn't know why he had to hurt Jacob.